Hey
Go,
guys, you
go,
start, you start, you
go,
start,
go. It's
you
already
start. No,
started.
you always start.
It's literally already started.
Hajima, 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 go. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going between all both of us, whether it's the tiredness or the winter. We're having winter confusion today. Yeah. Okay, you start.
Huh?
You start.
Ah. Hey guys. Sorry for that weird intro we just had, but we are back. Finally. Boom. Hey guys. Uh quick note, sorry we delayed this one a little bit longer. We decided to do that since it was probably a lot easier to do. Obviously, Zerona's finally kind of like on her break, so she's got more time now. And then me, well, I don't know, I've been kind of a little bit busy, so it kind of helped me to do it during the week. So we are here. Hello, hi everyone. 안녕하세요, 여러분. Um, I am, of course, one of your co-hosts. I'm back. Hello, Brian here, and then obviously my co-host here.
Xerona with an X.
As she always does. And yeah, so we're back for another small episode, we believe. Nothing too major has happened, but uh cool thing that we are thinking is Serona has something special she's gonna be going to or doing during the weekend, it seems. So we have plans for a big, cool podcast then. So yeah, get excited for that. That's gonna be really fun, really cool. Then she's gonna also be inviting the next guest whenever that either the next one or the
Next,
one
the
following.
one after. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be really exciting as well. Let's see. She was supposed to be the main person for this one since I'm literally off like 5 hours of sleep, so I'm kind of like all over the place. Um, so Zerona will probably be handling the rest of the podcast to be honest.
Hey guys.
But I had to start it off since she doesn't know when to
He,
go.
he always start. He always start true or false. You always start, even
Uh,
if I'm
I,
the one who hosts it.
uh-uh.
You can't be
You.
lying. You can't be lying to our viewers like that. But it's
Ah!
cool. I mean, I understand is it's old age syndrome,
Mm,
you know.
good.
Yeah, he has OAT. So that's what it is.
OET? Mhm.
Yeah. Old
Sounds
age
professional.
tiredness.
Dang. Well, there you go, guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It only goes to yeah, but yeah, I'll be hosting this show. How have you been, Brian? I know you're tired, but like for the week, like you're good.
Mm, so I'm good. Like I said, yeah, I'm very tired today. Mostly because maybe some of you saw yesterday I went to go see Godzilla minus one at the movie theater, the one at Universal City Walk. Uh, just because I found that that was one of the theaters that had it, so I decided to go. Went at nighttime, like 10:30-ish, pretty late, and it's a 2 hour movie, so got out like 12:30. Um, and to be honest, I really enjoyed myself. It was super fun. There was literally like two other people in the theater with me. So literally I basically had it to myself, which was really interesting and fun. That hadn't happened in a long time. But no, the movie was great. To be honest, thinking about it now after some time, I already gave my review on my Instagram and such, but I think it's probably a lot better than I was maybe thinking at the time. Solid like 8.5 movie, like really good. Like I really recommend it to anyone. Like even if you're not a Godzilla fan or a monster fan, I think the story overall with people in it is very good. Um, very interesting story about PTSD, war, and
Mm,
um, a lot of different things that, some people deal with. And a cool maybe insight into like Japanese culture in terms of um putting oneself over yourself, like putting your country in front of like how you may feel or think. There's a lot of themes about that in the movie, so it's very cool and very awesome. So I think if you definitely enjoy those kinds of movies that explain that or deal with that kind of thing, I think this is for you. And then obviously if you love monsters and Godzilla, then you're gonna love this movie. So check it out, guys. It's very good. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, just been busy, doing a lot of things, family things, work things, things like that. But excited for this week. Got some plans with my dad and my sister to get some dinner a couple times. Have some family coming from Houston, from California as well. Um, get another person from Connecticut, also a cousin of my mom's. She's coming as well. So a lot of family are coming. So I guess that's a really fun time since, I haven't seen them in a long time. Uh, that's the thing about kind of like living in the US, I guess. Places are kind of far, so traveling to those places is kind of hard at times. So it's cool whenever they can come and spend time. So looking forward to that. But yeah, that's kind of been my uh tired day, and then like my plans coming up. So, but yeah, um, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. But how about you, Zeron? I know this week, like you told me, you had like no classes, so
Yeah, this
I'm
week I ended work on Friday. Still looking for a job if anyone is willing to employ me this winter. Yeah, but yeah, I have no class, but literally, and because of the city I'm in, there's really nothing to do. As I said, like everyone is leaving, like it's like a ghost house. Like everyone has left. So yeah, um, it's okay. I am planning to go on a trip this Friday or Saturday to New York on a budget
Mm.
and with a friend, and I even made like a PPT of like the trip we're going to. I'm not joking with you. Like even like the friends that was I was with, they were like, for real? I was like, yeah, I made a PPT. This is my PPT. Yeah, I made a PPT. And if y'all can see it, about it.
Lower the brightness. There you
Yeah, I made a whole PPT of what we're gonna do. I planned the trip. We're gonna do 25th or 24th. Like,
go. Wow.
so yeah, so I'm actually a travel therapist. So if any of you have like, oh, like I've had people come here, I broke up with my boyfriend and I'm looking for a place to go to or travel to forget about him, I would recommend you some places. I know Brian is laughing at me like, what the fuck? But for real, I did do that. I did do services like that back in Korea, like because I we always travel back in Korea. So I did it for like some people I met in the bar. I didn't charge, but now I'm charging, but it's not expensive. But yeah, we might probably talk about that as a travel therapist. So yeah. You might think it's not a real thing, but
No,
while I'm in the
I can
thing,
imagine
but
it would definitely be real.
I would definitely do it. Okay, what's going on with you? But you. So yeah. So that's what actually I want to talk because we're just gonna make it a short podcast, but I just wanted to go a little bit what's the word? Deep a bit. I was trying to talk
Go.
about like confidence,
Mm,
right? So it's gonna be a brief episode, but it's just like confidence, like I noticed like not everyone has confidence, but it's just like some people's confidence are higher than others.
mm,
And which is human for you to have like especially in your 20s, even in your 30s, where you just have that insecurity or
mm,
care what other people like 눈치도 있어. Like
mm,
눈치, like common sense, like you can read the room. But
mm.
I was just like thinking about it, like to what certain extent do we say you're overconfident and you're underconfident? You know what I mean? Like where is the line drawn and being like,
Threshold.
yeah, like where is the bound? Like where is it in the pH level of confidence scale?
Yeah.
How do you find five that is the middle? You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, yeah, for sure.
yeah, like when do you, and especially as like someone in their 20s and in the early 30s, or even like from the 20s to the early 30s, when do you feel like, hey, I feel like I'm better part of the underconfidence people, and I feel like I'm part of the overconfidence people.
Mm.
When do you draw that line?
Um,
I know it's a deep topic, but
yeah, no, it's good. We say it's short, but it can be like depending on how long we can
hmm,
talk. Like the podcast, we said it was going to be short, but depending on like how we talk, it can be like whatever. So, but I think it's going to be good. Let's see that question.
is it?
So that one's interesting for me because you can take that in a lot of ways. Obviously, it depends on the person, really, just because there's many people out there that um, can either have opposites happen, which is they grow up really young, so they're quite mature for their age, especially younger. So you have a lot of people maybe in their early 20s that are very confident in who they are and the kind of things that like happen in life and can take, either precautions or they're more careful, maybe more polite, more mature in how they can handle situations. Um, and then the opposite can be true, which is like that age for the most part, I would say. I think people tend to not be sure exactly maybe what they want exactly, what they want in terms of it could be what they want to be later on career wise. Not sure about their emotions at times, sharing them, um, maybe spending time with people. Like that age can be kind of interesting because I think that's also an age of self-discovery in a lot of ways that people have. Um, so that's kind of like where I take it is you can have both sides to that coin of people being super mature, like overconfident, which is kind of like where we kind of want to have this conversation because if you go above that, then you get into like cockiness and stuff, which is
Mm,
the like the highest level you can be on, and obviously nobody wants to be in part of that, obviously. But having a great sense of confidence is actually quite interesting because that's actually something that mm, I kind of think about a lot
mm,
because I think mm, looking at myself,
mm-hmm,
um, I think I'm someone that isn't super high confident. Uh, and I don't know why some people when they kind of um see me or kind of like around me think that I may be a little bit confident or kind of have
mm,
a sense of confidence when I kind of don't in a lot of sense. I think there's kind of two things that happen with me. I think as far as having to learn a lot of things on my own and kind of figuring myself out, I think I matured quite uh young, like in terms of myself. Uh, I was older for what my age was when I was younger, is what I think people would say, or my mind was more older in terms of how I thought about things, what I wanted to become like early on, even when I was young, the things
mm,
I wanted to do, my ethics, my ideas, my values. I think I always had that sense when I was even younger, so people always kind of called me mature when I was younger. But I think I had that sense kind of figured out about myself, but I think in terms of like maybe emotions and stuff like that, I didn't really kind of like figure out too many things just because I never put myself in those situations to kind of figure that out in terms of going. beyond like, because when you're younger, you try a lot more different things. You're more uh I guess willing is a way of like, okay, let me try that because I never tried that before, see how that goes. I don't think when I was younger I did that a lot. Never I was never like the party guy or something like that. So like trying to do those things never really like got to me, or like trying to impress someone or trying to do this and that. That never really like happened for me just because like I never kind of thought about it too much. Like I just wanted to, you know, do my own thing in terms of preparing myself well for like future on and kind of like dealing with things in the present, not like too focused on like other things. Um, so I think I'm kind of in that mix of like I think I'm mature enough or confident enough in my abilities in terms of the person I kind of am now in my future, or my like what I have the concept of me being in the future. But I think I have quite low confidence in terms of maybe some things in my personality, in terms of um secure in like how I am or like who I am exactly, in term maybe more in the sense of like there's those people that have this sense of uh oh, I'm confident and I'm willing to say like, oh yeah, I'm actually quite handsome or something like that, or I'm quite a super nice person or things like that. I kind of am worried more about like less the like look stuff, because I was like never someone to be like, oh yeah, I'm this or that, because like I'm kind of low self-esteem on that, where I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm like super, super, super handsome or anything. So like I guess that part never kind of worked out for me in terms of that part, mm, like saying I am or saying I'm not. I was more worried about like my personality, like a lot. Like I cared about that a lot of how people saw me. So I think I was quite low confident in that growing up, in terms of, oh yeah, I really wanted people to see me as like a good person, someone I can be around. So I emphasized that a lot, and I think that was because of my low confidence in that area. Um, but I think as as time went on, um, I think you kind of learn to like not pay attention to that anymore, just because I think that comes from not only that confidence thing, but I think when you're younger, you get that sense that like others around you or people around you are like what super matters the most. But as time went on for me, I kind of figured out like as long as the people I care about most that are around me and like I want to have around me see me in that light, or my family and things, then I'm good. And everyone else is like whatever to me now. It's like kind of like I don't kind of think about that anymore. It's just like whatever on the side. Um, but that comes from like a lot of, time. And obviously I'm compared to maybe you, I've kind of had those years to kind of think about that a little bit more. Because, like you said, I am in my late 20s, sadly. Crazy. Crazy how that happened. But I think I've been able to kind of maybe have that little bit of extra time to kind of see how I am a little bit better. Um, but I think what's interesting is um, as time went on, I surrounded myself with people that kind of mm, think the same as me or kind of feel the same as me. So, like having you as my co-host, or like the other friends that we know that are with us, um, it's kind of interesting to see how much alike we are in a lot of ways, and even the differences aren't like super crazy. Where I'm like, oh, you're kind of making me think that I could probably say that or do that or think about that too. So it's kind of interesting in a lot of ways, like how mm, perception and all these, different aspects that we don't really maybe think about too much. Like it just happens. You don't really go like every day, like, oh, um, how's that person thinking about this, doing about that? You're kind of just living life. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I would say I think I'm a little bit more on the maybe lower end, I think. Maybe closer to like middle. I definitely don't think I'm on like the higher end. Uh, the only thing I would maybe even consider like if I have high confidence in is just um the wanting of like I think I definitely have that thing of I really want to be someone that leaves a good impression on people and someone that people can count on. I think that is something I'm confident in saying of like I think I am someone that can be there for people and things like that. But in terms of other things, I think I'm still trying to learn and improve and all that. But also like it comes from so many things, life, challenges that happen, or things that you go through, uh, and depending on like so many different other things, family, friends. So that's actually a quite interesting topic, just because of like there's so many different factors that can go into it. Um, so that's actually a quite cool question that you kind of asked. But yeah, I think I'm more like just to answer it completely. I think I'm more closer to the lower end, I think, than the higher end, I think. Which I don't know if like people would find surprising or not. I'm not sure. Um, because like I said before, I think people think I'm quite on the serious side when they see me. So whenever I say they're more like on the less confident side, I think people may be surprised about that, but I think more on that side, I think. But yeah. What about you, Zerona? You're actually quite interesting because I think you would be a good mix of both as well, kind of like me in that sense of like, I think you're very confident at certain things, but then I can totally see you being not confident at all in a lot of other things.
Like what? That's a good question.
I
What do you think
think,
I'm very overconfident in and underconfident in?
mm, so I think that goes back to kind of like the person you are. I think when you first get to like be around Zerona, she can be quite like quiet and maybe timid. Uh,
Intimidating?
timid, not intimidating, timid,
Oh,
quite timid. You said so yourself, like you tend to be more on the quiet side at
yeah.
first. So I think, but then as time obviously goes on, you tend to open up quite a lot and then become the Verona we all know. Um, I don't know. I think things that you're more confident in. I think you're definitely confident in your karaoke abilities. 100%. Um, I think the same thing would go to you as me as in terms of uh wanting to be someone that like cares or strives to be someone that like is a good friend and always tends to really try to be the best that she can be in everything. I 100% think that you're quite confident in that, but I think there could be some things such as, I don't know, maybe obviously this is just guesses and you're going to tell me after, but maybe putting yourself out there um in terms of really uh putting your like what the expression would say is like putting your front yeah your what your foot in the front door Like just
Mhm.
completely like, yeah, I'm Xerona, and this is like in your face and things like that. I think not saying that you won't get to that point, but I think right now, I think you're still kind of figuring out a lot of things just because obviously you're still at the age where you're still kind of thinking about so many different things. Like you still have so much time to go through stuff. Like I'm already finished like university. You're still kind of going through that path and kind of deciding what exactly you want to do. And then there's still that terms of all those meeting those different kinds of people and putting your how I say that sense of feeling into you in terms of okay, this is the Verona I'm thinking of being in the future and who I want to be. All right, let me try to, you know, figure myself out now and trying to get myself to where I want to be. I think you're still at that point of kind of figuring that out and kind of learning as you go, obviously, and then dealing with so many different things. Moving and such, you get like a lot of different feelings, and then that can be like a lot of pressure on you. And so I think you're still growing a lot. And then, but you're, like I said, to a lot of people, I think you're super mature for your age and kind of how you think, because I think it's rare to find people that are so mm, honest about things in terms of sharing, but also just being open and real about things. I don't think you see that a lot. So I think you're quite confident in that sense of like, okay, I think she has a good grasp of some things about her personality really well. And I think some other small things can be maybe what you think you don't have, but that's
Mm.
just my obviously assumption from the time that we had. But obviously as time goes on, that will change just because like again, uh you're still so young, so you still have a lot of things to experience, so a lot of things can change too. So there's still that, so I think for now, I think that's, and I feel like I've been talking for like 3 years. So you can go ahead.
No, no, that was I didn't expect that, but thank you, Brian. He actually got everything right, actually, from the moving part, and I was like, damn, Brian be reading my soul, man. Not from my heart. He knew my soul. But okay. So I'm just gonna put one situation out there and then we could just call it a wrap. But okay, in the first like in the dating world, right? When you have a girl who so this is two situation. This is Zerona situation. So there's no Zerona random question. It's Zerona situation today.
Oh wait, you're not gonna talk about
I
like
mean, it depends, but since it's like a short but deep podcast, I want to see how it goes.
okay.
We have couple A. Okay. The girl is confident, doesn't care what everyone says. She's like, I'm confident, you know what I mean? She's the real B, you know? And yeah, she's just loud, she's very blunt, doesn't care what anyone says. But she's fun, right? And then you have boyfriend on the other hand, who is more of like introverted, likes to study people, care about other people's feelings, like very opposite of her, right? Yeah. And then you have the other couple, which is the guy who's very confident and very like doesn't care what anyone says. But you have the girl who's like more of like a chilled person, reserved and stuff. Why I'm asking this situation is because I feel like I could be that kind of girl, like that person who could be like, oh, I don't care what I want. Like, I don't care what you say about me. Not what I want. I want a lot. But what you say about me, anything. And I can make like stupid, random, blunt jokes. But at the same time, I always feel like maybe guys will like a girl that is like more like quiet and reserved and like very like I would say like the confident level is they don't have confidence, but your confidence level is not like overconfident or like putting themselves out there. So I'm given in that situation, what couple do you and I know it depends, everyone will say it depends, it depends, it depends, but what couple do you mostly or do you think or do you factor opinionalizely think I just made up that word. Um
You need a life. Like,
I make up stupid words, but think it's the best couple. Because I always keep it thinking myself like, do I have to be damn do I have to be the so I'm charging the iPad but the laptop, but do I always have to be the I always ask myself, do I have to be the quiet one in the relationship? Because I could do both. I mean, I'm a whole package, you know what I mean? I'm a binto box. Yeah, but it's just like, oh, excuse me. Sorry. I'm just trying to okay. But you can figure what I mean. It's like, you know, what couple, because in my mind, I'm like, maybe I have to be the one who is not the overconfident one. Should I get a guy that is more confident than me? Or
hmm,
like, or do I get a guy who's not overconfident with me?
hmm,
Oh, that's not overconfident like me. And sorry, I know it's not my name that's written on the screen. It's another person's name. That's my friend. But yeah, back to it. So in that situation, what do you think is the best couple way? And I'm not saying that this is the best, but I just want to have an idea or
hmm.
I want your opinion. I want your opinionizing fact. You see what I did there? I just mixed two opposite things together. But yeah, but
Um,
yeah. What do you think? Do you think it's better when the guy's like the overconfident one and it's like, yeah, man, I don't give a shit what you said, but up.
so like you said, I think the question really refers needs a lot of things because it depends on the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're asking me and okay, how I take it for
Mm-hmm.
my personal opinion, I think I'm someone that always said that I want to find someone that uh so has a good mix of like uh of things such as like I want someone that um so it's interesting for me because I want someone that hopefully can uh have those same values that I have in terms of wanting to be a good person no matter what the situation is. Like always kind of have that sense of people, right? Of having good people around them, caring about them, and in that sense being a good person, someone that just values things, right? Um, but I also definitely want to have someone that does have that confidence in terms of I I am who I am. I have goals, I have ambitions, I have dreams that I want to reach. I have these things that make me me, you know? Someone that is them no matter what, even if it like they have to go through many obstacles and stuff, they reach it. I want to have someone like that just because I think I have a lot of those things more. Uh, that goes back to that sense I told you before of I think I'm quite mature in terms of like what I want for my future and how I the things I want for my future, like work, maybe how things work out for me in terms of success and things. I think I want that quite a lot in my future partner. So I think for me, I think what I hopefully would say would work is having someone that is confident, the girl. Um, just because I think that's for me balances off better for how I am, I think, because I think I do tend to at first be quite quiet and kind of what people say serious looking when they see me. But obviously as time goes on, I tend to be quite open, but I think at first people kind of tend to see me that way. So I think people would think and see me like that. So I think having someone that is more um willing to go through that front door for me and help me kind of guide me along that way, I think would help me a lot. Um, Someone that isn't afraid to just like literally just be the main person of a party or something like that. I think that's quite interesting just because like uh I think I have certain qualities of that, but I don't think I have that sense of like, yeah, I'm bright, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, or something like that. So I think for me, I think I'd want someone to be more on the confidence side and more, I'm reaching my goals, I'm getting there, I'm doing it no matter what, just because I think I have those qualities. But um, and then also the sense of like, th this is obviously just my opinion and stuff, but um, obviously since I'm a guy, there's been many situations where I've obviously been around other guys. And I'm not gonna lie, during like high school and even some universities, like some people that I met, quite what's a good word to use? I don't know. I mean, they're bad words, but I'm trying to figure out a good word to say it. Douches in a lot of ways, I guess. Um, a lot of people that like are confident in the sense of being like the loud person, the person up front, but they tend to be quite mm, not great in terms of actually really caring about the other person. Um, Tend
Mm.
to really like put themselves in front instead of uh being side by side with the other person. And then a lot of different like stories of like the things they do and such. I think that was another thing that kind of mm, made me kind of separate myself and kind of focus on myself when I was younger, just seeing
Mm.
all that. Um, so I I I think that's also a thing of like I kind of don't want to be that person. So when I think of like a couple that kind of would fit me, I don't want to be anywhere near that like super confident. I do everything and the person kind of like follows me.
Mm.
I want something that's more totally equal side by side, just because I think that's more beneficial and more best not only for me but the person. Like I can't imagine a relationship just being like just one person being the main thing and while the other person is kind of just there, kind of like along. I think I want to have someone that uh steps takes like literally step by step with me throughout everything. Uh
So like confident, but over like she's gonna be the confident one, but goes to the same rhythm as you. Is that what I'm
yeah,
getting?
like someone that is confident because I think I'm on the lower end. So I think I would like someone that is on that confident side of like this is me, this is how I am, and she shows off in like how she is, not like being a show off, but this is me, this is how I like doing things and things like that. Because I think uh I'm more interested in people like that, more in terms of like, all right, I know exactly what I want, what I do, this is what I do, this is so I think I'm more interested in that type of person. But someone, like you said, that steps with me. So someone that has values with that sense. Someone that has those same values, interests as me, I think that'd be beneficial because I think, like I said, I'm on the lower end of the company, so I'm more Shy, quiet, maybe out, but then I can be quite open, quite good like to talk to me and such, and open in that sense. So I think they can be the person outside of like quite like that, but then when it's just us, I can definitely be that person to like be the more confident one or more confident one, like more open, more like out there, I think, in terms of like our relationship compared to how people sees us from the outside, I think. Um, so I tend to lean that way, like her being more confident, uh, and me being on the more quieter side, because I think that's kind of how I am, even though maybe some people might not think so, but I think kind of knowing myself a little bit, I think that's how it kind of would be, I guess. Um, but not saying like no, it couldn't work out the other way or anything, but I think just kind of thinking about it, I think that's how it would go, but who knows, right? Like we can say things and then certain things happen and you're kind of like, oh, shocked of how things turned out, but just thinking psychologically and such, I think that's kind of how it goes. But I don't know, that's quite interesting. So that's my take. Um, but what's more interesting, I think, is so if I were to ask you that, my brain goes to what I grew up having. So in terms of the friends I had in university and things like that, of like friends that are girls and how they kind of thought throughout that time makes me think they would want the opposite because that's usually from even now, like people that I meet, um, they're always like, or people like when they're talking about like dates and things like that, they're kind of like the girl would be like, oh yeah, I want someone to like lead me to plan things out for me and do this and do this and do this. So they kind of always had this thing of wanting the person to be the forefront, right? And I don't know if that's true for everyone, but that's like the sense that I've always gotten from like a lot of people like growing up and like what they want. They want someone that's confident and going to be like, okay, like let's go here and do this, and then be the more kind of like I said, the upfront person, and they can be the more timid one or more to herself maybe. But that's kind of like I said, like kind of like things that I saw and what I've heard throughout. So I'm not sure if that's quite true. So that's kind of like a question I want to ask you is like, do you get that sense from like being around other girls and like kind of what they think? And then obviously I want to hear what you have to say about that couple thing of like what would it be for you?
Mm. Okay. Mm, I mean, I think it depends. Like, of course, for me, of course, I also want someone who I can like learn from, and like, of course, like a very mature, confident person that I could be like, oh, like I need someone that is like, because like my dad is my first love, daughter's first love. Don't get it twisted, but
Stop.
you
You know what you
you
mean.
know what you mean. So it's like someone who lead me and be like, this, I got you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I do look for someone like that because me and my dad are very close. I'm a daddy's girl, but at the same, but yeah, also at the same time, I want someone who's confident, but it's like he's confident in, hey, I'm comfortable, confident, but not a douche, as you said. Because there are some guys who are like, yeah, I met some guys who like, because they know they're really good at like, they play maybe like a good sport, they have a good job. They're like, yeah, I can buy you anything I need. I mean, yeah, that's good having that confidence, but there's a certain extent that's just like, okay, you're
Too
just being
much.
rude. Yeah, like I met someone who was like, I have a car. I was like, okay, yeah, you go, I don't mind him doing that, but it was just too much. I can buy this for you, I can buy that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I get it. And then it
Mhm.
just keeps on talking about what I can do, what I can do, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it just comes to that point where you're just like, so is that it? Like you gotta have a limit. But of course every girl want a guy who is willing to 뭐지? Who's willing to be a foundation,
Mm.
you know that every girl will want that. I mean, I don't know if every girl, but most girls don't want that. So like that's why like some girls even like a guy that's older than them because they feel like because he's older,
Yeah.
he can always I feel like for me, in the relationship part, I don't know. But I would think like I feel like it's when the guy is more confident. Wait, sorry. I think it's when the girl, oh, that's a good question. I made the question. I didn't even think about that question. But I would of course want a guy that's more confident, but I feel like in a in also a good way, I feel like the first couple when the girl is more confident is quite nice. But at the same time, I feel like because as I said, the guy is kind of even when she's like overconfident, you know what I mean? Because you have a settled guy, it's like he's leading you to a better way.
Mm.
I don't know if it makes sense. He's like, I'm not saying you need a man to like, people are like, oh, I don't need a man and stuff like I need a man though, but people are like, oh, I need a man to tell me what to do and to control, but he's not like controlling your doing, but he's just like, hey, babe, if you have done
He can
that,
be the kind of like a lead in that
he's
sense.
like a conductor.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like it's like imagine you're in a like you like an orchestra, right?
yeah, yeah.
You can play music very well, like you really good, right? And then you have a third person saying, "Hey, okay, look, you don't go when I don't know if you learn music, but the sharp is always the
Yeah,
highest,
yeah.
you
I know
know."
music,
He's like,
girl.
"Okay, yeah." So he's like, "Okay, instead of you doing a sharp, why don't you do the sharp later on?" You know what I mean? Like that person who just like controls you. So it's like,
Mm.
hey, she's confidence, but he's not. I won't say control you, but he's like setting the rhythm for you. Oh,
I have
okay.
a
Instead of
question.
yeah.
So, okay, I totally understand what you said. Do you think there would be a case
Mm.
where both the guy and girl would want the same thing? So they would prefer that the other person to be more confident for them.
Oh, of course,
So they
definitely.
kind of
I
see
feel like
that
it is.
sense.
I, I feel like it is. I feel like it when they like, for example, if two people are like very overconfident, right?
Mm,
One person has to be the one to be like, hey, I'm gonna I'm gonna lay low a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel
mm,
like that's just the balance. I feel like as I said, it also depends on the relationship,
mm,
but in my opinion, my opinionizing facts, in my opinionizing fact, I feel like because I feel like I want someone who would like lead me to a good, like he leads me, I lead him.
mm,
Like
for
he
sure.
leads me, I take care of him.
Yeah.
That's like I might be a little bit old school. I
No,
don't know,
that's
but like
I
leads me
think
and then I
how
take
it
care of him. You know what I mean?
I think that's how it
Yeah.
should be.
So that's how I want it. So that's why like so for me, if I was gonna date any guy, maybe there's some people who are like they talk a lot because they're confident, but there are people who are
Mm,
just like settled. Like like I don't mind having a settled guy. He's confident, but he doesn't talk a lot or whatever, but he
mm.
might be just settled. But he's confident. I don't know if that makes sense. He could be
Jeez,
like,
oh, what
hey,
a-
Xerona, like, hey Xerona. Like, okay, it's not time to, maybe later on you could, but I don't know how to express it. See, too many languages is coming to my mind right now. I'm like, should I speak Pidgin? Should I speak Korean? I don't know what to voice out. So I'm trying to, you know, put a little bit action for y'all so you could. So um
Mm.
yeah, yeah, but like someone who just like, okay, I think this is time to be serious around that, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's why I think like the first couple would be really nice. Because I said it's like he's like, and of course the guy got to be sensible because the guy's not sensible, the guy is not smart, or the guy is stupid. Are you gonna listen to him? But but and the guy has to be mature too. But it's like me in the mature, like this guy is a mature guy,
So
and then he's like
I think
helping
that
me in that.
I think that's the interesting thing is like that situation that you said. I think we have like a view of it, but I
Mm,
think what comes down maybe more than that, I think is the maturity the person may have.
yeah,
Because I think that
yeah.
maturity also goes into being confident.
Boys, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's the thing that kind of like leads, because I'm totally with you on like what you said. You want someone to lead in certain, like, I think that's probably the most stable and perfect relationship that someone can have.
Like
They
he
lead in
leads me, I
certain
teach
things and then
him.
you can lead in certain things. Like there's that
Yeah,
balance game of like you help each other out. Like you could be good at something that they're not good at and you help them improve
right.
in a sense and then the opposite happens. I think that's the best kind of relationship. So that's why when I said is I think I'm lower on the confidence side. So having someone that is confident in that sense that I'm not would benefit me because I think that would allow me to become better in that sense, improve that sense of myself. So that's why I think that's why I said it that way. Because I think for me
Yeah,
that would help me in a lot of uh sense.
peace.
Yeah. And obviously having someone mature, I mean, I think that's the best thing that you can ask for. You don't want someone that's childish or anything like that and can't really think in a mature way. Especially when you want something serious and, long term. I think that's something that has to definitely come into uh view
Yeah,
or idea. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
Great question.
just I just put it out there. Just yeah, it's a serious, deep conversation. Sorry,
For sure.
but yeah, I just decided to put it out there. But yeah, let us know what
Mhm.
situation it is, and
For you. Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, which
But
one
it's
would
not
you
like, oh,
choose?
that perfect. I'm not saying this couple is perfect or the other
Oh,
couple is
yeah.
perfect. Like that.
Yeah.
What view do you think? Like, have you ever thought about that? I don't really have any random question for the day. That was just like something I wanted everyone to talk. That's a Xerona equation. I want y'all to
I got a question then.
solve the equation. Oh, you got a random question?
Yeah.
Oh, Brian,
Mm,
random question. Okay.
so, um, okay, so I'm gonna put what you're like confident in and what you're not confident in, and like a little bit of a twist. So what is the quirkiest, like, thing that you're confident in? Like, what's the thing that you're confident in that like people would like be like, what? Like, is that really something kind of like what I said before, like the karaoke thing about you? Like, I think obviously karaoke is not one thing that people think about when like they see someone or think about someone. So I think like something like that, like what she said, he's good at, I don't know, um, some game or something like that, and he's really good at something like that. Like, what's the quirkiest or like weirdest thing that you think you're confident in?
Anime.
Anime?
I'm telling you,
That you're
like I
confident
have
in
so
terms of what watching or like
watching anime. See, man, I've got a lot of backlash watching anime. People are like, "Damn, that's why I don't got a boyfriend." I'm like, I don't care.
uh,
So I think I don't know if it's meant to be overconfident with it. Maybe that's the reason why I don't have a boyfriend. I don't know. But yeah, I'm like very like everywhere I go, people are like, I know anime is not the thing you have to bring up when you first meet somebody, but it's just like, hey, that's what I am. Like I always
Mm,
tell people, like, hey, I'm an anime person and I'm a sub person. I don't do dubs.
no.
I don't like don't do dubs with me. I'm a sub. I'm a subtitled person. High five, man. High five. So I don't like I had someone who was like, oh, I have a friend who watches anime, and I was like, oh, okay. He was like, oh, but he watches in dubs. I was like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work out for both of us.
Uh, that's an L. That's an L.
I'm not saying dub guys are not bad, but subs are just for me. I prefer subs better.
I mean, subs are the
it
way to
just sounds
go.
better to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like anime, like I've had people who are like, stop with anime, stop. Like I have reduced the amount of anime talking. Like if I approach a guy, the first thing, like not the first thing, but I always ask them, do you like anime? And if they like anime, I'm gonna talk about anime. But yeah, it's just something like, or like my screensaver is that I like cartoons, so I still miss like some of my cartoons. So like my screensaver is I don't know if you guys know, oh my god, this person. Wait, yeah.
Uh,
Number
what's the
five,
show from?
Kids Next Door.
Kids Next Door, yeah.
And people are
Oh,
like,
that was a show.
why do you guys really, you like cartoons? But yeah, I'm still in my early 20s. I still like cartoons. That's my
Yeah, cartoon.
no,
You
but
grew up on cartoons.
yeah, so I still tell people like I'm still like people I know people have made fun of me or like, "Ugh, what's wrong with this girl? Like you're 20, you're still like why you're still watching cartoons, you're still watching anime. I still have that confidence in that. I know it might be quirky, might not, but it's like, yeah, I still like cartoons. I would rather watch SpongeBob than to watch, you know, like some series that don't really make sense to me. Like there's some
Mm.
series like on Netflix, I'm like, yeah, no. And yeah, because that's just my happiness place. So
Mm.
I would say anime and cartoons or something. I'm like, I don't really care. Even if you make fun of me, like today people made fun of me watching anime and yeah,
That's crazy.
I don't care. I
But
don't
granted, that's actually
that's
not that
something I have
crazy.
confidence in because that's my comfort zone, you know.
Oh.
That's what makes me comfortable. That's what I will watch and be like, and I don't watch like all animes. But it's like when I'm watching my anime, I watch my anime. That's what makes me happy. So I'm very confident in that. Maybe that's the quirkiest thing. And my karaoke skills, man. If you ever depressed, sad, take me karaoke with you. Your life will change. Yeah,
I can
trust
actually say that it did happen, guys. I was there. It changed my life. It changed my karaoke life. Like whenever I go to karaoke now, I'm like, damn, where's Xerona at?
me. It's different with me, man. I spice things up, I can go from a Rihanna to a Beyonce to a Whitney Houston and go back to a like a Somi from Korea. Dude, man, I'm a remix.
Mm. Oh, that reminds me, like I've been listening to like a lot of Justin Timberlake recently. Who we? The next time we do karaoke, yo, I might have to put that JT on.
Oh God, I'm already imagining the dance I'm gonna do.
Ooh. Oh man. Ah, I miss karaoke. Oh, not about we miss. But yeah, so that was my question. What is
That's
the
my
quirkiest thing that you guys are confident in, or like, I guess the better side of that is like enjoy. Like, no matter what people say to you, that's what you enjoy. Boom, and that's it. Because
mindset.
I'm with Xerona 100% anime. Boom, but I have heard things people say like, "Oh, if he likes anime, why would I like him?" Or go. I have heard that stuff before. So, but yo, just be you. At the end
Yeah,
of
man.
the day, just be you. People are gonna like some people. Obviously, not everyone is gonna be like, "Yo," but there's gonna be people who are like, "Man, you like anime? Me too. Let's become
Yeah.
great friends." And those are the people that are gonna matter at the end. So yeah, just don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid if you have different tastes, different interests than other people. Just continue to be yourself. continue to enjoy the things that you enjoy. Just didn't be happy about that. Be happy for who you are, how you think, the feelings that you have, the interests that you have. At the end of the day, you'll find people with those same interests, and you're gonna be super happy instead of trying to conform with other people and
Sure.
how they think and such. So yeah, that was my question. But like Zerona said, super deep conversation. I think we'll start to like end it here, but like Zerona said, as it being a super deep conversation, there's way more that we can definitely dive into. And I am kind of interested in actually diving more into that conversation because I think that's another thing mm, that'd be good to talk about, especially share like what we think and maybe how how others thought when or like the other people around us thought growing up and things like that. I think that's uh a very interesting conversation. So I'll think when I put this episode up, I'll put this as a part one, and then whenever we come back to this, as if you guys like it, I'll put a part two, and we'll definitely dive more into that conversation. I think that'll be very fun and very good because I think Zerona definitely brought up a really good conversation. Uh, so yeah, definitely look forward to that because I think we will definitely because I think you guys will like it. Um, but yeah, any last things? Oh, any last things you want to say, Zerona?
Just let me know, the couple, and it is a deep conversation, but it's not to attack anyone, or so don't feel betrayed or anything or
Sure.
attacked. Don't. Yeah, some people might think I'm talking
Ah,
about them. So yeah.
yeah. Like we said, everything that we say is just how we kind of think or feeling at the moment. It's kind of like this podcast, like we said, is just us, just being us. Having real, just good conversations. Uh, dealing with everything in life. Like we said, feelings growing up to culture to food to games to anime to everything. This is all encompassing podcast. So that's why we named it. Um, so yeah, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment.
Good comments.
Good ones. Whatever. Actually, no matter. Put whatever comment you want. But we definitely want to hear what you have to say. Again, thank you to everyone who's been watching. We love doing these podcasts. We love you guys. Boom. And then I'll say, the more we do these, I think the more people are going to enjoy and it's going to be fun talking about so many different conversations and then bringing so many people on. I think it's going to be very, very fun. But yeah, look forward to the one on Saturday. I think they're on a Saturday. The one in New
Saturday.
York. Yeah.
I don't have time, man.
Oh,
After
yeah.
New York.
Oh, Sunday. Wait, what time are you coming back?
I'm coming back on Wednesday. So
Oh, the
Wednesday.
following week.
Yeah, so I'm going on a Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure because I'm not driving. Uh
Oh, you're driving.
so
Okay.
a friend is driving. So
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I think Tuesday we're coming back. So maybe that Wednesday,
Okay.
yeah, will be good because like no one is bringing their laptop and the whole day we're just gonna be going up and
Going
forth.
around.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's like take the most stuff out of it. If you're a subscriber or a watcher and you're in New York and you want to buy me some bagels and New York pizza, I do not
I'll let her
discriminate.
know. I have a lot of family in New York,
For
interesting.
real?
Yeah.
Bro, hit me up, man. Or Koreantown, because I need to get my.
True. I don't think I know any Korean
It
friends in
doesn't
here.
matter. It doesn't matter.
Mm,
But yeah, just let me know.
yeah.
Um,
Let her know if you're in New York for sure. Um, no, but like we said, so yeah, okay, so next week and during the week, you'll find a cool episode and
Helping
think you guys are
picture.
figuring out since where she's going is probably gonna be the main topic of our conversation that day. So look forward to that. It's gonna be a fun, big episode for you guys since it's been kind of short for the two recent ones, I think.
Yeah.
Um, but no, once again, thank you. Uh, doing these is super fun. We enjoy it, and co-hosting it with everyone has been so great. And so yeah, I look forward to much, much more. Thanks you for watching this serious conversation today. It was super fun. Me and Xerona, you know what? If I might say so with myself, we're looking pretty dashing.
Oh, ooh. Winter made me look cool.
You know what? I'm a winter person in terms of
Really?
like fashion, not weather. Weather it sucks, but fashion for winter, A plus, number one. Um, but yeah, no, once again, last day, thank you. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon when new videos come out. Sorry, we took a little bit for this video that's gonna come out for sure tomorrow. Check it out. But yeah, sorry about that. And then next week is probably gonna be the same since Arona's gonna be enjoying the hell out of herself. But
In the budget.
but yeah, so yeah, that's it. So thank you guys. Fun episode. See you next week. Hope enjoy it. And since holidays are coming up, enjoy it. Spend the time with
Yeah, that's
family,
fine.
friends, and everyone in Korea. Enjoy it with your couple since that's pretty much all you guys do, right? I think pretty much. So yeah, bye.
Ta-ta.